Welcome to Flip the Switch Music Podcast.
My
name's Hunter.
My name is Gio.
And today we're going to be talking about the Schoolboy Q album, Crash Talk. But first, Gio, how you been?
I've been pretty good.
Yeah, I've been pretty good too. You done anything crazy recently?
No, I only watched Endgame.
Yeah, Thanos clapped Ant-Man. I said that backwards. But, yeah, today we're going to be talking about the Schoolboy Q album, Crash Talk. It's been about 3 years since we got a Schoolboy Q album, and mostly that's because of depression and addictions he's been battling. Do you have any expectations going into this album?
I mean, he's been in the game for a while, so I have expectations pretty high.
My expectations were pretty high too. I've seen a lot of kind of negative reviews, honestly, for this album, which was a little bit surprising, but for the most part, it's whatever, in my opinion. So, hold up, we got another video uploading in the background. By the time you see this, that video's probably been out for about a week or so. So, yeah, you just want to get straight into it?
Yeah.
First track we get on this album is Gang Gang, and pretty much I just feel like this was the intro to the whole album, which it is the intro to the whole album. But I felt like this was just to get you hyped, like Crash Talk, here we go. It's been 3 years since I've dropped an album. Here's a pretty good banger to start it off. I liked it. I thought the beat was hard. I thought his lyrics were hard in that one verse. And then I thought the chorus was pretty hard. And then it goes into Crash Talk, take one. What'd you think of this track?
I agree with you. It does go hard, but I don't know. For some reason, I really like it.
Why?
I don't know, because I don't know, I guess what the lyrics were saying, it was just like
Kind of mediocre.
Yeah. Like if it wasn't, yeah, there we go. Like if it wasn't trying hard enough.
I mean, I feel like with this album, honestly, he took like a whole different approach, which I think is fair. I want to see that with an artist. I want to see growth and like trying new things with your music and art. So yeah, I thought this was pretty fair to do. I liked it a decent bit. So yeah, let's get into the next track. It transitions really well into Tells, which was another thing I liked about this album. I really liked the production on it. I thought it was solid. And then this one, he's just telling you about what's been going on. And then that's literally how the song starts, tell you all about it from mopeds to dope heads. I like this track. I liked the beat. It was kind of more soft to it. And then I feel like this was the first time we really get an introspective track on this album. He says, how many tears am I going to shed before I go, and stuff like that, and talking about what if I don't wake up tomorrow and stuff like that. What'd you think of this track?
I really like this song. Out of hearing this whole album, it became one of my favorite ones out of all of them.
Yeah, we've had about a whole weekend to sit on this. I'd say I've listened to the album all the way through about 5 times now.
I say 3 times.
So yeah, I've actually been a Schoolboy Q fan for a while because I like Kendrick Lamar and I like all those guys. I like Isaiah Rashad. I actually like SZA too. Broken Clocks is a banger. All I got is these broken clocks.
The voice crack.
I know, I can't sing. So yeah, I like this track a lot. I like the beat. I thought it was pretty cool. Scratch my back on camera. Oh yeah, I'm wearing the Travis Scott tour hoodie today. I don't want to wake up. Tour merch. Saw him in Atlanta. We'll get into Travis in a second though, because he's actually the next feature on this album. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about this track. And then literally, we don't even get a warning. We get right into the next track with two-door coupe hopping out like Jack in the Box, and then it just goes. The beat drops. This was the first. This is the first track we got from my album, released as a single. We got a video which just makes a bunch of references to like older videos and like movies and stuff like that, and some memes where he's basically making fun of Elon Musk smoking weed on the Joe Rogan podcast, which I thought was pretty funny. And I just want the camera. But yeah, I like this track. I like the energy behind it. I like that whole. This felt like a good, like, classic Schoolboy Q song, like him staying in the lane that he built. But I'm glad he reaches outside of it some on this album. But beside that, I like this song a lot. What do you think of it?
Yeah, like I was saying, I feel like it doesn't stop. It just keeps on going and going and going. Like it's really good. I was listening to it and I was trying to like see how he did that. How that. Okay, shout at the top of your lungs.
Yeah, please. There's also some other people outside the studio right now, so it's whatever. But
Yeah, but as I was saying, I was trying to figure it out. I guess it was just his flow and then the beat of the whole track itself. It just ended up going together really well.
It does so much damage.
yeah, I like this track. I really wish they'd be quiet, but it's whatever. So the next track we get on this is. Are you done with that track? That's all you had to say?
Yeah, that's all.
That's all I had to say too. The next track we get is Drunk featuring Black, and I feel like I like the beat on this song a lot, and I feel like this is where we really get into his depression and addiction again. He says in this, "Why couldn't my grandma live? Gone way too fast. Cousin murdered in the field. Gone way too fast. Got a liver full of yak. Weed in the back." So yeah, he's pretty much talking about his addiction and stuff like that. And then the chorus is, "I ain't really drunk. I ain't really drunk. Just a little buzz. Just a little buzz." Which, if somebody tells you that, they're drunk. Take their keys. They do not need to be driving. So, yeah, I like the beat on this track a lot. The piano sounded nice. I felt like Black's feature we could have went without. He doesn't really say much or do much for the track. But, yeah, beside this solid track, I liked it. What'd you think?
I like the beat of it. It's like the piano, but the lyrics are alright. So
You think they're mediocre again?
yeah. So the whole song itself is, for me, it's just like there. I can't really. I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't really like it. It's just there.
I thought this track was solid though, so I guess this is the first time we've disagreed on this album so far. Oh yeah, I just said this is the first track we disagreed on.
And and then I said that it was the first one actually that we disagreed on.
Yeah. All right, so the next track we get is Lies, and this brings out the full West Coast feel. Features Ty Dolla $ign and YG. I feel like Ty Dolla $ign can't make a bad feature, bro. This chorus is so catchy, the beat hits, and Schoolboy delivers a solid verse. We're basically just talking about women and stuff on this track. So, yeah, I liked it. I thought it was solid. I don't got much to say about it. So, excuse me. What do you got to say?
I remember when we were first listening to it, I told you I didn't really like it that much. After I gave it a listen again, it actually like grew on to me, I guess. So I like it more, but it's not one of my favorites. And I don't really like for some reason Schoolboy Q's verse, but I like Ty Dolla $ign's.
Mm-hmm. That's fair to say. But I like both verses. I thought it was good. Just talking about, it was catchy. It felt like a radio song for the most part. I like it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Then the next track is 5200. I like this song a lot. We got a little bit of a teaser of this track before the album came out on Instagram. But, yeah, I liked how Kendrick's the hype man at the beginning, counting down to 4, and my beat kicks in, and he's like, straight like this, I need my money in a bag, ho, yeah. And then he's talking about all that. So, but, what do you think of this track?
I still don't like it. After 3 listens,
Why?
I don't know. I can't explain it to you. Just I don't like it. It doesn't have that click that other songs do.
I thought this song was really good. I like the beat. Do you think it could have used a feature?
Nah.
I was
that was enough, but I don't know.
Maybe I felt like it did go on for a little long, but for the most part, I liked it. I thought the beat hit. I thought the song was solid. I like the verses. I like the chorus is extremely catchy. And then I just thought this was a good track. That's all I got to say about it.
I thought this was a pretty bad track, but you know.
Agree to disagree. Next track we get is Black Folk, which is another more slow song talking about like what's been going on. And he says wasted, and he talks about like fake people and stuff like that. And people die. Or hold up. Yeah, he just talks about how he feels right now. I like this track a lot. I thought the beat was solid. I thought like the chorus was solid. What do you think of it?
So this one, same thing as the one with T.Y. Dollar Sign. I forgot what it was called already.
Lies.
Yeah, Lies. Same thing. Every time I listened to it, because the other 2 times I thought they were like, I don't know, they didn't seem nothing to me, just like if they were there. And so the third time I listened to it, for some reason I liked the beat a lot more. It was like I had like the vibe of it, and then I liked the lyrics too. So now it's like one of my favorites off of it.
Yeah, I like this track too. I don't got much to say about it. Next track we get is Floating featuring 21 Savage, and I was really hoping I had some high expectations for this song and feature. I was hoping they'd straight up talking about killing people, but for the most part, I thought this song was boring, too long, and that 21 Savage delivered his most mediocre feature verse of a year, probably. What do you think of this track?
So yeah, this is one of my worst. Wait, that didn't make sense. I just didn't like this song.
Why?
I don't know. It was really boring to me. I expected it when I saw the track list and I saw 21 was in it. I thought this was gonna be one of my favorite ones off the album, but it ended up being the worst one. I thought. So I feel like if they would have came in with the same energy as Schoolboy Q did in Num Num Juice, and then 21 would have followed that, it would have been a good song.
Yeah, I didn't like the song at all. Next track, Dangerous, featuring Kid Cudi. This one I liked a lot. We get one verse, and he's talking about his like pill addictions and stuff like that. He says one thing: took this pill, it swallowed me whole, pinched me on my arm. Is it heaven or fun? And then he said, if I don't come back, had a hell of a run. I thought this track was really solid. And then he also says, pleasure took my driver and caused me to crash. Took me forever. We was stuck in the mud. And then I liked it. I liked Kid Cudi's feature on this. I thought the beat was very atmospheric. And then the chorus was not catchy, but it was kind of like it sold the track. It made it better in a way. So, yeah, I like this track a lot. I thought it was good to finally get some introspection on what's going on with Schoolboy. But, yeah. We're laughing because of what just popped up on the Genius thing. Oh, you can't even see it on this. It's Kid Cudi dancing. So, yeah, that just made him die. What did you have to say about this track?
So, you're talking about his life, right?
Yeah, pretty much what's been happening.
All right, so there's been a couple already, right, that we've already seen, these past songs?
Yeah.
All right.
I'd say the ones we've heard him talk about his life so far with what happened would be Tales, Drunk, and I'd say Lies with Women. That talks a little bit about like what's going on, but that's more of kind of like a fun track, so I don't know what to say about that, but it's still kind of like talking about stuff. But, yeah.
I was going to say, so yeah, I feel like he spaces it out so it doesn't be like all about that and it doesn't like get depressing like how he didn't want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that was pretty smart of his because he has like kind of good, they're good songs between those and it just ended up doing pretty good. I can't speak for some reason, but
I like that electric guitar feeling to that track too. I feel like Kid Cudi's an automatic W because that's like one of my top 10 favorite artists of all time. So, yeah. Next track we get is Die With Him. Pretty much he's just talking about people around him who started to die. He was good friends with Mac Miller, good friends with Nipsey Hussle, and then all these people were dying around him. So, yeah, I thought this one kind of hit hard for talking about some deep stuff, but I liked it. It was pretty good. And then, oh, yeah, and then he said, Candles lit. He fed the whole corner. He's talking about basically like somebody providing for like his area, and then once he dies, they have a candlelight for him like nothing happened. So, yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
It's kind of depressing.
It gets pretty good. I like this song. What do you say about it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like how I find that cool. He was friends with everybody, but that, well, actually not cool, but I find that sad how he was friends with all these people, but then they just ended up dying. And I'm sure that's why he's going through all that stuff, because that's pretty hard to deal with.
All right, we get the next track, Crash. We got this a week before the album dropped. I heard it when it dropped. This is one of my favorite tracks on the album. He's pretty much just talking about money and his daughter, pretty much. If I had to say, this is pretty much kind of like the track that he's, like, giving to his daughter, talking about, like, stuff like that. He says, what's he say? It's like this. He says, got my daughter a mansion, which is one thing. I mean, he's talking about daughter needing new shoes. If I lose, she lose, and I ain't getting used to losses. And then he also says, yeah, I got to hit the golf course to get a peace of mind. He's been golfing to kind of like meditate and help with like his stuff to do something, which I'd say is pretty cool.
Yeah. I would do that. I
then
find mini golf fun and relaxing.
He said, little rappers ain't impressive. Your tax bracket ain't impressive. You buy new chain but won't buy no land. That hashtag should say desperate. I like that lyric a lot. I thought it was pretty cool. And then, yeah, I just like that. And then he says, so girl, be proud that your skin black and be happy, girl, that your hair nap, because the school system won't teach that. Where your father been, you gonna reach that. So I felt like this was pretty much dedicated to his daughter in a way. I like this track a lot. I like the beat, the production, again, throughout this album is really solid in my opinion. So, yeah, that's all I got to say about that one.
My turn?
Yeah, you can talk now.
All right. I thought it was pretty cool how he was like making the song kind of dedicated to his daughter, because most of the time it's either dedicated to the parents, which is most of the time the mom, and to see something now that's like something he created, which was your daughter or son, I find that pretty cool.
Is that all you had to say?
Yeah.
All right. Next track we get is featuring Lil Baby. It's called Water. I like this track a lot. I like the chorus. It's kind of dark. And then we get Lil Baby coming in with probably his most solid feature I've ever liked. So, yeah, I like this track. I just thought it was fun. Kind of like hits hard. And then that's all I got to say about that. Just kind of hit hard and stuff.
So before I heard this song, you overhyped it for me. I feel like that's why I don't like the song a lot.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. The first few listens, I was lucky thinking this was the best song of the album. I wouldn't say that now. But, yeah, I liked that song a lot. I still do a little bit.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I don't listen to Lil Baby a lot, but it was okay.
I thought his verse was pretty solid. And then I thought the lyric where he says stack up all the blue hundreds is taller than Uzi was pretty funny.
Oh, yeah, because he's been... Because he's been making verses of if he stands on his money, he's like 6 feet something.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like this track. I thought it was pretty solid. Nothing else more to say. Do you got to?
Nah.
All right, last track on the album, Attention. This was pretty introspective, too. Good way to end the album. The first verse starts off with front row at the Grammys. I'm getting praises from Jay. F this award. I'm happy he knows my name. Favorite rapper Nas been told me that I'm the best. Had a couple of sessions with Dre, knew I would win. So, yeah, I like this song. And then he starts talking about his mom. He pretty much talks about everything. I feel like this is where it comes into full force, where he's talking about stuff. So, yeah, I like this track a lot. Thought the production was great, introspective. It's what I want to hear. So, what do you got to say?
So I thought the lyrics on this song, in the first verse, was pretty cool. That out of all the people he liked as artists and people he looked up to, like, notice him and then like say that he was one of the greats. And I find that cool how he accomplished that.
I'd say he's pretty much one of the top out of a new class and stuff like that. But yeah, I like this song. Good way to end the album, in my opinion.
Good conclusion.
And yeah, that's pretty much it for the album. So give me your 3 favorite tracks.
So now that some of the songs grew on to me, dang, because I like Chopsticks and Num Num Juice. Then Lions and Black Folk grew on me.
So you'd say those 4?
Yeah, those 4.
All right, my favorites are probably Chopsticks, Num Num Juice, and Crash. I mean, if I had to choose another one, I'd say Attention. So, yeah. Least favorite tracks, without a doubt, Floating. And then, maybe, I don't know, Gang Gang could grow on me a little bit more. I thought it was a good energy bringing into the album, but it could grow on me some more. I feel like it needs to. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. I hated Floating.
Yeah, I hated it too.
What would you rate this out of 10?
An 8.
I'm giving it a solid 8 too. What would you say to the artist if you could say anything?
I'm glad he's doing better.
Yeah, I'm glad he's doing better too. I'd love to hit the golf course with you if you could hit me up. I'm just kidding. But yeah, maybe we could hear more about what happened. After 3 years, I felt like this was a pretty solid album to get from Schoolboys, tackling a new lane, going with a little bit more of a mainstream approach, but still that Schoolboy Q style to it. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
The production wasn't lagging.
Oh yeah, and production was great.
Yeah.
What do you think of the album art?
Oh yeah, I was about to talk about that. When I first saw it, I thought it was cool. I don't know, I didn't know what to think of it. I just thought it looked cool. It was like, I don't know, it was different. Just putting a paper bag over your head, and the art style was cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty much it. My name's Hunter.
My name's Gio.
This has been the Flip the Switch Music Podcast. Adios, amigos.